It is time for yet another exciting episode of
How's the market?
where I'll get you up to date with what's happening in our housing market here in Brevard County and the Cocoa Beach area. I know talking with a lot of people, they are anticipating and looking for some type of housing market crash. Interest rates have been 7% and higher. It's the highest rate that we've seen since about 2000. Homeowners insurance have gotten ridiculously expensive, and for some homes, it's actually hard to find coverage. And if you add into the mix, the tropics are starting to heat up, where we've had the first hurricane hit the panhandle of Florida, and we have another hurricane that's brewing out in the Atlantic right now. Things are certainly lining up for signs of a housing market crash, but let's look at the numbers to see what's really happening here in Brevard County. My name's Eric Larkin, and I'm a real estate agent here on the Space Coast. And when I'm not making videos like this one, I'm helping people buy and sell real estate. So if you have plans of an upcoming move, let me know how I can help. The biggest concern I'm seeing right now with our housing market are actually the condominiums that are in our beachside communities along A1A. Inventory here has been climbing, and this is the highest levels I've seen since June of 2020. Even though sales were up a little bit in August, we're still behind where we really need to be. Looking back at 2018 and 2019, you can see our condo sales were much higher then compared to what we're seeing today in 2023. I believe the slowdown in the condo market really comes down to what's been happening with their association fees. There's been a big increase in the monthly dues over the last couple of years due to the rise in insurance costs. And there's also a little bit of a scare of what could be happening with the changes in the laws with the Surfside condo collapse that go into effect December 2024, where condominiums are going to have a milestone integrity study just to confirm that the condominium is safe and secure and there's no need for additional concrete work or support to the structure. But in spite of all this, the prices for condominiums in the Cocoa Beach area are actually holding up pretty well. August average and median prices are at the highest rate we've seen for the last 3 years. Single-family home sales in the Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral area, they're down as well. I think a lot of that has to do with the inventory that we have, supply that's available for potential buyers to look at. We're currently at 35 active listings here for the Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral area, and 5 of these 35 are brand new constructions. If you have plans of moving in the next 30, 45 days, maybe 60 days, they're completely off the table. And if you look at the price point of all 35, you'll see that 18 of them are priced at $1 million or higher, which again minimizes the pool of buyers that could be interested in this kind of price point. Even though we had 12 closings in August 2023, we're only averaging 10 sales per month. But looking at the trends, this really isn't too far behind of the sales that we had from 2016 through 2019, where we were closing 12 to 14 properties per month. Let's look at all of Brevard County to break down the numbers and see what kind of trends we're seeing there. For the last 12 months, our active inventory have been right around 2,500 properties at any given time. Here in the month of August, we had about a 10% rise in active inventory, sitting at 2,776 to end the month. This happens to be the highest inventory we've seen since May of 2020. In spite of this increase in inventory and lagging sales for the last few months, our actual inventory for the county, we are under a 2.5-month supply, which is actually a seller's market. In order for us to shift from our current seller's market into a buyer's market, which would indicate some type of housing market correction or crash, our inventory is going to have to rise significantly. We're currently at 2,800 properties. The highest I've seen our inventory was back at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, where we had around 4,000 properties for sale. We're going to have to rise even higher than that, because our sales have been 1,100, 1,200 averaging per month. Granted, there are a couple months where we're 800 or 900 properties that are closing, which are typically January or February, the beginning of the year, or a hurricane has affected Brevard County in some way and it causes our sales to drop temporarily there. So our closings are going to have to get closer to the 1,000 closings per month, while our inventory climbs to 6,000 or higher in order to shift to this 6-month plus supply or buyer's market. So yes, this certainly could happen, but I see no indications of this happening anytime soon. While we're waiting for the correction to happen with the housing market, let's look at what's happening with the prices here in Brevard County. Average prices, they're still trending up. August was the highest average sales price that we've ever seen. Median prices, they're also trending up. This August sales is pulled back a little bit compared to August 2022, but That just happened to be the highest median price that I've ever seen here for Brevard County. And if we do trend towards this buyer's market for all of Brevard County getting to that 6-month level or more of inventory, it'll certainly have an impact on our prices. However, there's no indication that this is happening anytime soon. So what do you think about our current market conditions? Do you agree with this overview that we're still in the seller's market, or do you have a different opinion of things? Let me know in the comments. Looking at our current interest rates, they're well over 7%. They've been in this range for some time, and it's certainly having an effect on some buyers' ability to purchase a property or their decision to want to get into the market. Really, this 7% interest rate is the highest that we've seen since about the year 2000. The thing about the current interest rates, nobody knows for certain if they're going to continue rising, if they're going to level off or eventually drop. I believe if we do see rates continue to rise and they get into the 8 or 9% range, it'll certainly have an effect on buyers and it'll slow things down more so than what we've seen over the last 8 or 12 months. I know if we stay with our current interest rate conditions, high sixes, low to mid sevens, that buyers are adjusting to this. They're getting used to this type of rate and they're coming back to the marketplace, and they will continue to come back to the marketplace more and more as they stay in this range. And if rates happen to drop to the low sixes or the high fives, we are going to see a slew of buyers coming back into the marketplace, returning us to the 2021 and 2022 frenzy we saw. Sales will definitely be increasing, inventory will start dropping, and you can only guess what's going to happen to the prices. If you are planning a move to Brevard County, whether it's next week, next month, or next year, I'm certain that you're wondering if it will be a good time for you to buy or not. Maybe you should rent when you first moved here. What I can tell you is we should probably schedule some time and have a conversation to discuss it a little bit further. My cell phone is right there, and I'll also have in the first comment below a link to my calendar and also all my contact information. My name's Eric Larkin with Real Brokers. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you on the next show.